Chocolate is world's favorite sweet treat. Today, if one picks up a bar of chocolate at a supermarket and is asked to imagine the origin of that bar, they would probably picture a huge industrial setup with an automated assembly line capable of producing tons of chocolate in no time. But the history of that bar of chocolate is much older and ancient than that, for the foundation of chocolate is cacao, and that is the real origin story of chocolate. The cultivation and use of cacao can be traced back to more than 4,000 years in the ancient Mesoamerican cultures comprising the Olmec, Mayan, and Aztec civilizations. These civilizations existed and thrived in areas of modern-day Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador, and Belize. The ancient Mayan word of cacao was cacaua, and it was considered a precious gift from the gods. There are many Mayan legends around cacao. In one, it was believed that the gods created humanity and then gifted them with cacao. In another one, gods used cacao to create humanity itself. Then there is one in which it was believed that gods bled into cacao, making it sacred. All these legends clearly link human existence to cacao, making cacao an intrinsic part of these ancient civilizations. The Aztecs had a word zocolatl, pronounced as xocolatl, which means bitter water in the Nahuatl language. This word is important because it tells us how cacao was consumed in these ancient cultures. It was by mixing ground cacao with water. It was also common to add maize to it as well as other ingredients like flowers, spices, honey, etc., depending on the occasion. Cacao was an essential part of all ceremonies, be it birth, funerals, weddings, festivals, etc. It was offered to the gods and consumed by the elite for its nutritional and medicinal benefits, but it was not just an ancient version of a superfood. Cacao was sacred, holy, magical, and was believed to lift spirits. It is possible that these ancient people observed and understood how after drinking cacao they experienced a sense of calm, focus, alertness, and generally having a feeling of wholesomeness. Today, with the help of science, we can explain all that happens to our brain and body after we consume cacao. But these ancient people learnt about all the qualities of cacao from experience and wisdom. So, what was a cacao ceremony? Well, these ancient cultures did not have any one specific cacao ceremony, for the simple reason that cacao was by its very nature a part of all important ceremonies, and with the kind of stature it enjoyed in the lives of ancient Mesoamericans, they did not require to categorize cacao as ordinary and ceremonial, because cacao was never ordinary. It was always special, a gift from the gods. There were many ways to prepare cacao, but it was always in a liquid form. In religious ceremonies, cacao preparation was presided over by priests and shamans. For special occasions involving the uppermost echelons of the society, there are accounts of a special frothy cacao drink, which was prepared by pouring cacao mixed with water multiple times, from one vessel into the other from a height, creating froth in the drink. This was done right before serving the drink to the guests, so that the drink was frothy and bubbly at the right time. There are many such accounts of preparation and consumption of cacao during ceremonies and important events, but there never was any one single cacao ceremony. In modern times, cacao ceremonies have become increasingly popular in the Western world and slowly being introduced in India also. So what are these cacao ceremonies? When there are no accounts of any one specific cacao ceremony in the ancient texts, where do these modern cacao ceremonies originate from? Well, cacao ceremonies that we hear of today have very little resemblance to the ceremonies performed by the ancient Mesoamericans. While consumption of cacao is central to these ceremonies, they do not involve worship of any specific gods or deities, and are more secular and spiritual in nature. They often involve bonfire, meditation, breathwork, music, sound bath, dance, etc. The purposes of these ceremonies could be many, and a lot depends on the conductor of the ceremony and the intentions set by the participants. But typically these ceremonies are conducted to help participants go deeper within themselves, reach a meditative state, recognize and understand feelings, remove mental or energy blocks, etc. For many reasons, some of which we will explore later in this article, cacao is also believed to open up the heart chakra. Even though these ceremonies are nothing like the ancient ceremonies, they definitely derive inspiration from them and stem from the faith in the restorative powers of cacao. These ceremonies are often conducted with a group of people. A typical cacao ceremony would involve consuming cacao in the form of a warm drink made out of cacao and water. Find out more at www.cacaotribe.com and buy today.